I got to take a phone call, Tony. Can you hold on one
Lot.
second?
Yeah, sure,
I got to take a phone call.
definitely, man.
Sorry,
Sure,
people. I'll be
definitely.
right back. Go ahead and start us off.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, man. See ya, guys. Yeah, I'm here today. Oregon Gun is coming back. Yeah, and then we'll be having a chat about what really went down in that Bournemouth match, the upcoming matchup against Shakhtar Donetsk, and Liverpool looming. Of course, you can see the title. Yeah, guys. Yeah, and I mean, let's get into what really happened in that you know in that matchup against Bournemouth, man. Left a bitter taste in my mouth. I was to be down here with Bargiv, but for some reason, thank God, I didn't have that watch along, man. It's- As in shocking, abysmal performance from Arsenal yet again. I mean, you can only mm, you can only dish out stinkers, yeah, in terms of performances and paper up the cracks over the weeks and over the days, yeah, to an extent. It will come back to haunt you. And you know what? On Saturday, it came back to haunt Arsenal. You know, when you for a sustained period of time continue to actually just glance through games and scrape wins, it will come back to haunt you because those systems aren't sustainable. But guys, yeah, see, no other person than my big, big partner down here, bro. See, doesn't get better than it, man. Me and him run this show together. It's probably the most consistent show this season because I only do shows with him for now. Of course, I do shows with Josh and some other people, but Oregon gonna just make me relax in my comfort zone, and me and him can just talk football. So that's why it's the only one I'm doing shows with right now. You know, Probably maybe when I come back because I'll be taking a break next month. Then when I come back, then I'll be everywhere. I'll be everywhere. But to delve into these issues with me today, it's not a person than my guy, my brother, Oregon.
What's up?
Darling, goodness,
What's up,
Tracy.
buddy?
You get the
What's good?
po, guys. Yeah.
Oh,
Po,
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 po.
po. How you doing, my brother, man? Talk to these people. How you doing?
I'm doing great, bro. Sorry, I had some phone calls I had to take care of there right at the
Yeah.
beginning. But no, I'm not doing great. I'm not doing great. I'm very disappointed at Arsenal. I can't believe that we actually took our foot off the gas pedal any way, shape, or form. We looked intimidated Saturday. We looked
Mm,
scared. We didn't want to go in on our 50-50 challenges, and we only had, I think, one shot. So I don't know what Arteta is expecting out of this team. We've chatted before about, do we blame Arteta about this or the players? I think blame kind of goes both ways.
mm,
The lineup wasn't that bad for Bournemouth. We knew Saka was carrying an injury, so there was the expectation to maybe see, well, the expectation, maybe the prediction to see, Sterling in the right wing. But that's Bournemouth, right? That should have been enough to take care of Bournemouth. But at the end of the day, Tony, I have no clue what our style of play is. I don't know what Arteta is trying to achieve with mixing up the formations. The lineups speak for themselves. We can only play the players we don't have injured, right? So I get that, but you would think that, we would come in and give an effort, knowing that, City plays Sunday, Chelsea, Liverpool plays Sunday. Let's go get the 3 points and get on top. Where is the desire? I don't see the desire to win. We came out there, you could almost tell from the body language, the 10th, 5th, 6th, 7th minute, that this was going to be a long day because we couldn't figure out what to do in the middle of the pitch. Our keeper wasn't playing well. Our center backs obviously weren't playing well. I don't want to even get into refereeing just yet because that's a whole shit show in itself. But Tony, this can't go on. I mean, it makes you think now that we have had lucky wins, right? There's no confidence in the games even we've
yeah.
won
Yeah.
before now because the play has been so bad. So it's like
Mm,
if Gabriel doesn't score headers from set pieces, and Havertz can't, score a header or a tap in from the 6-yard box, what are we really doing? It's not good, man. And I just, you watch Liverpool kind of just take apart Chelsea yesterday. They don't look as aggressive. They don't look as like they're full throttle like they were under Klopp at times. They're a little more, they're a little more conservative, but they're winning games. And so, Arteta's got us, I think, in kind of this catch-22 area where are we a defensive team now or are we a offensive team? And I don't think, to be 100% honest, Arteta does not have that figured out right now. That's how I feel about it. How you doing, Malia? Hope you're doing well.
How you doing, Malia? Malia says, evening, guys. Yeah, big up to Malia. Malia is down here with us. Malia, how you doing? Hope you're good. Malia, see, my weekend was such a disaster. Yeah, but, I spoke to Oregon Gunner and I was like, hey, man, I'm pissed. I don't think I can do the show today, because it really got me so riled up, so angry. I mean, see, yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Yeah. On Saturday, we started with 2 defensive midfielders, 1 box-to-box midfielder, no creative midfielder whatsoever. I mean, and Bukayo Saka wasn't even there, to create for us. I mean, those people who are saying, Bukayo Saka isn't world class, Bukayo Saka isn't this, well, it's absent. And
Saturday.
see, look at the shit that Arsenal is dishing out. I mean, he hasn't even left us for even two, 3 games, and look at the disaster, that way in. So that tells you how much of a glue, how much of an important personality that Bukayo Saka raised to this team. I mean, we're bereft of any ideas at all, any creativity. Totally. I mean, nothing going forward. I'm even talking of when we even had 11 men. Like 11, going 11 versus 11 versus Bournemouth. We have nothing going for us. I mean, there was a few chances here and there because they were trying to go down the right-hand side with Sterling, but nothing significant came out from there, innit?
Right. Yeah, there was no, I mean, even before Bill got sent off, we weren't doing anything. We were on the defensive, on our, back on our heels most of the game. And all of a sudden, overhead balls in, and he pulls the forward back. It's like, what are you doing, bro? I mean, I know the same thing happened with Chelsea and Liverpool, and they got a yellow card. And again, I gotta tear into the refs for a minute. If the ref gives a yellow card, why are we not just playing on? Like, why do we continually go to this VAR shit? Oh, the referee's interpretation is not good enough. Well, why the hell is he even there? Why is he there? He made a yellow card. The passage of play started again, but the Bournemouth players were complaining. And so they're like, oh, I guess, Bournemouth's complaining, so we need to stop the game. What? Right? It was a yellow card at Chelsea and Liverpool. It was the same exact thing as I know, because you watched Chelsea Liverpool. You saw the ball come over. Yeah. And you saw, I think, the Chelsea player got a yellow card. I think it was on Salah. Why is it a red for us? And
I mean,
it's the consistency. And I don't want to blame it on the refs, because the refs didn't pick the formation. They didn't give us the non-mentality, right? They didn't hold Arteta's hand in anything. But it's like, it's starting to look like every time a call goes against us, it's this tragic call, right? We've got 3 red cards now, and it's been 8 weeks. We're shooting ourselves in the foot already. And Arteta and the players they need to look in the mirror and realize if they're up for this. Because again, it's team we need to be beating,
I hear you, Oregon Gunner. And again, Declan Rice came out yesterday, day before yesterday, after the matchup, and he was saying something like, that Arsenal, we're shooting ourselves in the foot with little mistakes from here and there. But again,
Right,
how could you be talking about mistakes when your own performances have been drab this season? I mean,
right,
and the
right,
mistakes you're talking about, you are part and parcel of that mistake. Also, let's don't throw away the fact that Declan Rice was part of the three players that have collected red cards this season. See, we've
right.
had three red cards in about 8 matches. Declan Rice was part of that decay, whether we like it or not. Trossard was part of that decay. You saw what happened.
Right.
I mean, and now Saliba, good and okay. Let's don't even tear into Saliba. We'll talk about that later on.
Sure.
I mean, Oregon Gunner, that pass from Oregon, sorry, that pass from Trossard, that back pass, one touch back pass down to the goalkeeper. I mean, what are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I know. It's like he's not.
What are you doing?
I got to say, Trossard is. Let's be honest. Let's be really honest about Trossard. He is an above-average Premier League player. He really is. He scores some great goals, but what does he really contribute? Like, what does he really bring to the working side of the build-ups that we get on attack? What does he really bring? He's positions well, right? His positioning is spot on. His technical ability, spot on. His eye for goal, spot on. But like positionally wise, if he's not on the wing, he's kind of lost like Kai Havertz, right? If Kai Havertz isn't up front, he's lost. If Trossard's not on the left wing, he's lost. I gotta say it, Tony.
I know.
I gotta say it.
You know what? I got the answers. I got the answers for that one.
You don't have all the answers, Tony. You don't have all the answers, Tony.
Yeah.
You don't have all the answers, though. Maybe you do today. So let's hear.
There's only one person to blame. There's only one person to blame in that instance.
Yep.
It's Mikel Arteta.
Absolutely.
Time without number. See, man, even you, me and you have said this live on this show. Trossard is a second half player. We're not going to sit down here and act as if Trossard hasn't bailed us a few times, even this season. You're excused to have one or two stinkers during the season. I get that. I understand that. But again, he has already shown that he's more of an impact player. Coming in the second half, just trying to, latch onto one or two transitions from here and there, get scoring opportunities, and get us ahead. But he does this effectively coming in as an impact sub. But we have a shitty manager that doesn't understand, how to use his players. Because I mean, you've been on this job. I mean, that excuse of being an inexperienced manager, developing manager. I mean, it's out the window, isn't it? Because you've had several years to actually, think, organize, bring in your own team. I mean, Mikel Arteta have spent nearly up to £800 million. I mean, in dollars, it's £1 billion. It's $1 billion. In pounds, it's about £800 million. I mean, for a manager who has spent such an astronomical amount of money, and spent a couple of years in this league, I mean, you should be understanding the strength of your players. And for him not to understand the strength of Trossard, being an impact player that should be coming in the second half, for you not to understand, not to play three like-for-like defensive midfielders without having any creative spark in the middle of the park to even help you with creativity issues while you're already sold. Mind you, we still have someone who was sold to Fulham who's creating all your chances down there.
And scoring goals.
I mean, no, you can't make this up. I mean, throw that all away. And we had Nwaneri sitting on the bench, who was a natural creator. I mean, look at what the little minute he came in. Look at the spark. I mean, those are the brightest sparks we had.
He did Tottenham,
I mean, even in that game against Bournemouth, when we saw Nwaneri come in, we saw him bumping forward. We saw him try one or two combinations here and there in the midfield. But I mean, Mikel Arteta, he isn't really showing that nuance of really understanding the the kind of players he has. Because if
Right.
he understood the kind of players he has, he wouldn't be putting Trossard, who has proved from time to time,
Mhm.
game after game, that he's not just that player in
He's
the
not up
first
for
half.
it. Right. And you know what, Trossard? I'll tell you what, Trossard. If you don't like it, then you can go to another club, because he's an impact sub, and I hope from now on, I don't want to see him start. I would, like you. I'm at the point now where if Odegaard is going to be out till the end of December, or the 1st of December, middle of December, whatever, it's time for Waneri to step up. It's time to give this kid a shot, because the three mids aren't working. And you know what else isn't working? Is Declan Rice is not working. Declan Rice is not the player he was last season. I'm sorry. He is not the player he was at all last season.
Thank God you're saying this now, because TJ has been backing this guy up.
I know.
TJ has been backing this guy up. TJ has been backing him up. And I've been saying this, everyone were looking at me. Right now, no one is laughing now. Nobody's laughing now.
Because you were right. Yeah,
he's not the same really player. That good. I mean, Oregon Gunner, man, I know you stand for the truth. You just have to say it. I mean, we just have to say it.
Good.
Let's call it average. What it is.
It's very average, bro. It's average.
There's nothing that looks like £100 million in Declan Rice right now.
I got to agree with you. Since the Euros, he's been average since the Euros, and he was crap during the Euros. So we've got a lot. Right. And does Arteta even know his position? Is he a 6 or is he a left mid? Like what is it? Because he has to keep that defined. He doesn't know. If he defines that for Declan Rice, you will get a better Declan Rice, right? But then
you can't with 3 defensive midfielders.
I don't know. Against Bournemouth,
midfielders in the middle of the block. No creativity. We haven't lost any games away. Nothing. Right. No one is creating anything. No one is getting into space. No one is moving. No one is getting in behind the defenders. Yeah. Nothing. He's completely drab. What is this? What is this?
He's an average. He's a mid-average player, bro. I don't know. You look at that and it's like you want him to do. I know he's not attacking mid, but you know he has the ability to do like Kevin De Bruyne things, because he can do that. He can move the ball ferociously up the pitch at times, but sometimes, like, how many times did he lose the ball? He lost the ball, I think, like 3 times. Thomas Partey made a pass.
How many times have Declan Rice drifted with the ball? How many times has he drifted with the ball, like box to box? How many times have you seen him do it this season? I mean, I didn't even see it against Bournemouth. Right. Come on, man. Right. Let's be frank.
He was invisible.
His drab is doing nothing.
Right.
His drab is doing nothing.
To defend what PJ was saying, though, and what I have been saying as well over time, is that if he's not doing anything bad, he's not getting called out, right? But he's not doing anything that's good, though, either. That's what I mean. It's just he's doing what the expectation is of him, but at times it's not good enough. It's just blah, right? It's just giving them.
It's blah. It's not good enough.
It's like getting a C in school. Like, you just don't care about the work, but you care enough to do something, right?
Bro, he has been poor than a C. He has been poor than a C. He's on the D and E level, man.
Bro,
he's on that D and E level.
He's at D level right now. But I don't think that's all his fault. Right? Arteta has to blame for some of that. So I don't think that Declan Rice has a full idea of what his position brings, right? I don't think he has a clear idea of what he brings. I don't think Trossard has an idea of what Arteta wants him to do, I guess, for better words. And I still think Havertz is lost out there, right? Why is my striker not scoring goals against Bournemouth, right? These are the top Gunners were telling us, stick with Kai. He's going to get 25
but again, where is the creativity? Again, it boils down to the manager. Again,
with the creative. Hold on, Tony. Hold on. Let me land.
We're not going to put this on Kai Havertz. We're not going to put this on Kai Havertz.
Let me land.
Actually,
I'm not going to blame. Hold on, Tony. Time out.
We're not going to put it on Kai Havertz.
I'm going to blame the No, I'm not blaming Kai. I blame the strategy we're using for Kai. Like, long balls over the top with his back to goal against 2 tall defenders does not work. And that's what I'm trying to bleed in with what you're saying. When there's no creativity and you resort to long balls to Havertz, the whole thing doesn't work.
No
And that's
long
why, like,
balls.
it was
No,
just
even the
trashy.
long balls. I mean, after a while, when you're trying to penetrate into at least penetrate into the Bournemouth final third, you're not getting those chances. No one is getting into space. No one is having, grabbing the game by the scruff of his neck. I mean, you start sending long balls. No one is even having that initiative of throwing long
Right.
balls to Kai Havertz,
I
even
know,
when we
because
had
you
11
understand,
v11. No,
how
no
do you get
one,
the
no
ball to
one,
him?
no one, no
Declan
one.
Rice
It's
isn't going to give it
tragic.
to him.
The performance is a
Declan Rice
shambles.
isn't going to dribble the ball into the final third and pass it and do tiki-taka with Kai Havertz. He's going to run, he's going to make a longer pass, and he's going to try and support. And that's like, and I agree with what you're saying. You can't have three defensive mids because no one's tracking with the striker. They're just doing, 10, 15-yard passes and standing around,
And standing
right?
around
And
doing nothing,
waiting for something to
like some
happen.
group of Oreos. This guy's, bro. I was shocked on Saturday the way we allowed Bournemouth run around with the ball and swerve and just struck their stuff on all over us, bro. It was
Right.
horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
Oregon winner David Raya. I mean, David
That was
Raya.
one of his worst games in an Arsenal jersey.
Oh my days.
That was really
David
bad.
Raya. I mean, big ups to Assembled. The Assembled is here. The Assembled. See, man, kudos to you. Kudos to you. The Assembled, I'm shameless here. I would say as it is. You're right. You're right. You're right. I give it to you. You're right. But again, man, you have to admit that Bournemouth is a team that we ought to be smashing. Yeah? Bukayo Saka
Right.
or not.
Or
Yeah?
Raheem, exactly. Raheem Sterling or not. Right. Rod,
You ought to be
it's
smashing Bournemouth. I give you your credit, the Assembled, but I mean, this is Bournemouth we're talking about. Yeah, this is Bournemouth. At the end of the league season, they'll be down there, scrapping, in a relegation battle. So let's don't sit down here and act as if Bournemouth is a team that. I mean, that's the only second win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Bournemouth has had against Arsenal in about 30 years or something, bro.
Yeah, breaking another record, Mikel.
I mean, thanks to Mikel. I mean, if oh my God, David Raya. Let's start from that one too, also, bro. I mean, see, yeah, we've hailed David Raya as a hero for the past 2-3 months or so.
Right, which
he
which is
in
recognizably
the Spanish national team.
Yep.
The internationals, the start of the season, his heroics against PSG, his heroics, in other games in Atalanta and all these other games. Yeah, even at the start of the season, we've given him his flowers. But I mean, man, that performance against Bournemouth, it deserves, a big whooping. We ought to whoop him up, bro. What was those mistakes all about? He couldn't concentrate. He couldn't hold the ball. Playing from the back was so shaky. Yeah, I've never seen David Raya so shaky. Yeah, he gave up the ball like 2-3 times.
Yeah,
it was so shaky. He couldn't clear his lines. He couldn't command his back for the first time this season. I saw him totally shaken, and it wasn't Manchester City. I mean, it's easy to make those kind of mistakes against bigger teams, yeah? The Liverpools, the Chelsea, the Manchester Cities, the Aston Villas. I mean, we've played those kind of caliber of teams this season already. We've played Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, away. Your composure and was hyper, right? You played against Man City. You cleared your lines quite well. You were quite vocal enough. You weren't that shaky. But then you come to the Vitality Stadium of all places, and then you shaking to clear your lines. You shaky, bro. You're not commanding enough to actually be vocal enough to command your post. You're not vocal enough with your defenders. Everyone was, just everywhere. Calafiori was moving like a headless chicken. I mean, bro, the numbers, bro, man. It's horrible. David Ra, what do you think about that matchup? And guys in the charts, please put what you think, because everyone needs to be on board. Let's talk about this. Yeah, Oregon, good. Talk to us.
Well, I think David Raya looked absolutely terrified. I don't know why. Like, what What was so scary about Bournemouth? Well, oh wait, I know, because they played the high press as well, right? And that's something we're going to get used to. I mean, if teams can't beat us, they're going to adapt to us, right? And what we saw Saturday, and what I even shout out Jez and Lee, was
Big up
a team that was able.
Big up Harris.
Yeah, Michael. Was what I saw Saturday was a team that was able to adapt, right? They knew what we were about. This coach has obviously done his research because they had us covered on set pieces and they had us covered on the counterattack by having their squad pushed up to where we didn't have any room at times, right? And we resorted again to long ball to Havertz with his back to goal. And along with David Raya, is he had no real outlet, right? He didn't have the Saka outlet because Sterling's just sitting on his thumbs. There's times he had, I think towards the second half, late in the game, he tried to get it out late to Gabriel, kicked it over his head. He played, playing out from the back is you got to be very cautious, right? Because a pass without enough pace behind it, or you don't have enough strength behind it, somebody could run up and just snag it and bing, bang, bosh, it's 1-0. But I just think that maybe this was just a bad game overall for him, right? He's not perfect. He's going to have bad games, and he's had incredible games the last 4 to 6 weeks, right? Which I think you would agree with. So David Raya, my opinion, it was a stinker. But again, he wasn't responsible for the lineup. He wasn't responsible for Ben White not marking on the corner kick. Bro, once that corner kick came in, and that ball
Ben
came
White.
in, I turned around. I saw my cousin's house. I said, that's what all to do was, bro, I turned around before he even shot the ball. Let's see.
Oregon,
Ben White did not do his job on that.
Take a pause, man. I mean, you just said something. Oh my days, bro.
Right?
Benjamin White. I mean,
awful.
I mean, David Raya was shit. Yeah. I mean, we all agree to that, man.
Pretty bad.
Oh my days. Benjamin
what was
White.
He doing in that corner?
Oh my God. Horrible. Shambolic performance. I mean, it just brought back, the heydays of Mustafi, Mustafi and all of those demonic defenders we used to have of yesteryears, bro. It was horrible yet again. I mean, I still think he hasn't shrugged off his injury. He was looking drab. He couldn't run. He was so slow. He couldn't mark his man. They were running circles around him. Semenyo was, Semenyo was having a field day with him. I was like, oh my God, is this Benjamin White? Oh, it looked horrible.
I was getting smoked, bro. Got torched.
Show Benjamin White, my brother, man. Benjamin White.
You got to mark your man. What else is there to say? You got to mark your man. And I think at times he gets talking, right? Sometimes I think he gets a little too much into the pushing and shoving and pinching and trying to be, sneaky than actually focused and watching the ball. I mean, it's defending 101, bro. But that their corner kick was straight off the training ground. Straight off the training ground. They played the ball out wide, touch, shot, goal. And like I said, once they had that set up and I could see the guy, raise his leg to shoot it, I just turned around to my cousin's husband and said, that's a goal. I didn't even have to see it go in, 1-0. I didn't even have to see it go in. I could tell they were going to score because that guy had acres of space in the goal box. It's not like he shot outside the 18-yard box. He was in the goal box, bro. Not even touched. And if that wasn't Ben White's man, then he needs to be commanding the box and getting somebody there to get in front of that player. Right? Just because you're not the captain doesn't mean you can't be a leader.
Ben White looks drab. It looks drab. I still think he's playing with an injury.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And maybe he was.
It didn't look. It didn't look himself. Yeah. He didn't look himself.
He didn't have Saka. He didn't overlap. He didn't do much of anything. Big up, Paul. Yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking how we put in these really strong performances like Spurs, right? We dig in, we get the 1-0 win, and we get back on the bus, right? We dig in for some of these wins. And then what happens? I come on with Tony and we give Arteta praise. There's no praise for what happened Saturday. The lineup was wrong, the mentality was wrong. You could see it in the first 10 minutes when they were out there. And when all that's wrong, mistakes happen. and Saliba got caught out. I still think it's a yellow card, and I still hate the ref to this day. But by the letter of the law, you're essentially stopping a goal-scoring chance. And what angers me more, like I said earlier, is the Chelsea-Liverpool. It happened, the exact same thing happened, and it was a yellow. So what do we do about that? Well, we just play smarter. I mean, it's our third red card, bro. It's the fucking 8th week. What are we doing? Like, where's the discipline? I think because we're so caught up on winning the title, which we should be, by the way, that it's almost polluted the players' brains. Like they're playing on a tightrope, right? There's no expression. There's no freedom of football expression out there because there's, like you said, which was 100% right, there's no creativity. And like Assemble says, we got three, Party Rice, plenty of creativity to create what? Assembled a 20-yard pass? Like, you think Thomas Partey is going to be doing Cruyff turns? Come on. I get what you're saying, Assembled. We should have that creativity. So to that point, you're right. With those players, there should be something in there. But there wasn't. And there isn't yet. Right? Okay.
Talking about creativity, Arsenal managed to create a chance, and one person have been on his case in this football club this season. Gabriel Martinelli dishes out another thing yet again. Yep. I mean, how many times? I mean, this top goonies. All this top goonies talking about. I sat down on Sarcasm TV and I was talking about Gabriel Martinelli. Most of them were just wanted to, click me for clickbait, rather than at least piercing through and analyzing what I was trying to say about Gabriel Martinelli. Stinkers, all true. I mean, how many times would this guy have one-on-ones and just hit it straight at the goalkeeper? I mean, where is the finesse?
To be fair, that wasn't the goalkeeper. That was a David Reyes save. That was an incredible save. But where is the killer instinct? I get it. I was frustrated.
Where is the Martinelli that scored for
scored? Yeah, I know. I know. I wanted to be mad at Martinelli, but I can't because overall, it wasn't his fault that we lost the game. Should have he scored? Yes, absolutely. And that could have led probably to another
goal. If he gets that goal, we will be in a very, very comfortable.
Right, because that was like 68th minute.
Defend the post.
Yeah.
Defend the post. Man City style. Defend the post after scoring that goal. There's no how they're going to win. They don't have such quality like Manchester City to actually just bamboozle us all through. We could have defended if we had that one goal lead. Martinelli threw the ball away. Let's admit this.
I don't think we would have had a lead. I think we would have been 2-1 down if he would have scored, right? If I remember. I think we still would have been 2-1 down. But that goal would have been in like the 68th minute, which would give us really essentially plenty of time to tie it up or get the winner. Right? And that's where it's like, is Arteta, like Michael says, is Arteta telling these kids to slow down and play defensive? And why the fuck would you do that at Bournemouth when you're only a goal down or tied or at some point? I get it. 10 men. Take a player off. Play 3-4-2. Like, you don't need to take off an attacker at Bournemouth. And I agree 100% with what Michael Harris is saying. What are you doing? Like, take Sterling off, fine. You could have taken Trossard off, right? But no, you had to start him, so now you don't have an impact player in the 75th minute. It's Arteta's fault. This all comes down to him. The lineup was wrong. The mentality was wrong.
Even Sterling was even in that game more than any of our midfielders. I mean, Sterling was even in that game more because he was even trying to create something. I mean, he was trying to, move around with the ball and trying some 1-2 trickeries down there. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, he had even trying to get us ahead, and he hacked him out. And then any kind of penetration we're having into the 18-yard box of Bournemouth, into their final third, just disappeared. It just dropped from there. No penetration. Kai Havertz was running like the headless chicken because, of course, no creativity. The long balls are faulty. They're not even playing to his strengths. No, as in, everyone is just doing what they like. I mean, it's awful.
There wasn't much direction.
It's awful.
But Malia's got a good point.
Completely lost.
But Tony, do you think maybe are we fatigued at this point and just sort of, the fatigue is more than just physical, right? You can have mental fatigue, forth, and that all goes as one. But she's
at the start of the season. The Oregon Gunner at the start of the season. She makes a good point. Bro, we've only played just 8 games.
She makes a point.
No, but it's just 8 games.
I get it.
Where is the fatigue there in just 8 games?
I'm just saying that's something I haven't really thought of. Maybe the players are just flat out tired. Maybe their bodies and minds are just tired. I don't know. But what she makes a good point is that maybe some are and some aren't. Like you could make the assumption, or call it this: Declan Rice has fatigue. He's been playing pretty much all summer.
Well, I agree.
You can make a case for that. So I mean, you can easily make the case for Bill Saliba. He's been playing all summer. It was in the final of the Euros, right? Wasn't it France and England, if I remember? No, Spain. Sorry. So, anyhow, I think there's
but that's Saliba. Yeah, I just think it's more of
these are games like I said, we have to win. We have to win these games. We have to beat these minnows. If we lose 2-1 or 2-0 to Liverpool, Chelsea, I get it, right? We get it. They're top 6. They got the squad, etc. But Bournemouth away, when we've pretty much won 11 away games in a row, like, why change up? Yes, we're missing Saka. Okay, put Sterling in. Fine. That's enough to beat Bournemouth. That's why I wasn't really too bothered with Sterling there, because it kind of gave, okay, let's see what he can do, right? He could have put Gabriel Jesus there. He could have played Jesus on the right. So the lineup did.
I mean, Gabriel Jesus came in. But again, Gabriel Jesus came in. We saw what he did.
Did nothing.
He looked drab.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing. There was a chance he had. He dribbled into the 18-yard box and just decided to just take a dive in the back.
Yes, right. He did. He tried to get
through. You dribble into the 18-yard box, and then you just throw yourself. I mean, come on. I mean, my days! What are we doing here, man? What are we? I mean, you dribbled all that effort. You dribbled to the 18-yard box, and then you just fell like a pack of potatoes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Right.
And again, these are senior players in this team doing this. You dribble into the 18-yard box and then fall like a sack of potatoes. Like where is this done? I mean, I saw Semenyo, get into the 18-yard box, stood his ground, fell off. It was tackled, fell off, stood up. Bro, I mean, in the middle of the park, Arsenal get cooked with Bournemouth having a player called Cook in the middle of the park. That's how bad it is.
Yeah,
Cook looked the superior guy. Man of the match performance from Cook the other day on Saturday. I think outshining 100 million pounder in the middle of the park. I mean,
like you said with Semenyo, he was in the box. He was going straight. He pulled it left, went right, and he totally put that right straight, practically, like baby on ice. Yeah, I know, and I know we're looking at him too as a player. But I mean, besides all that, the collective was bad. And again, they weren't. It's like the communication wasn't there, the confidence wasn't there. They look confused from the kickoff, and it's like Jesus is not an impact player. Trossard is. So why are you starting Trossard and not Jesus? I have no problem with Jesus starting at the right wing if Saka's injured. I don't really want to see him up front. But again, Tony, I wouldn't mind Jesus up front because it's fucking Bournemouth. Again, sorry to swear on your channel. I get so irate at this because the lineup really wasn't that bad to beat Bournemouth. And that's where I get the ump, right? Now, if he was playing Lewis Skelly, Wanyeri, and Jim and Joe, Billy Bob, whoever's on the freaking squad, right? And we got beat by Bournemouth 2-0. I can accept that. But I will not accept a Bournemouth defeat when we look lackluster, we look tired, we already look defeated, and he plays the wrong lineup. And I'm sorry, Sterling, this was your chance to shine, and you did fuck all. Again, many times he dribbled in the box. Pass it off, Sterling. We've all seen the meme. Pass the ball, Sterling. Pass the ball,
Yeah,
Sterling. We've all seen this on Instagram.
pass the ball,
Pass the ball,
Sterling.
Sterling. You
Yeah.
Sterling. No, shoot the ball, Sterling. For fuck's sake, right? We've all seen this meme of Sterling.
And there was one, he walked his way into the 18-yard box, and it just looked it. I think it was trying to find Trossard. He just looked it away. I was like, what is this? I mean, oh my God. See, the shocking performance, man. Shocking performance. But see, this is the bigger picture. William Saliba, went out on the day on Saturday,
Yeah.
And then our defense was so open, so open. Why is it that whenever we go a man down, Arsenal automatically just revert to this defensive mechanism? Like, why? Why can't we just say, you know what, this is Bournemouth. I know we're in the Vitality Stadium, but again, we have superior players. We have better players than Bournemouth. We can at least, face them. We can at least, get up the pitch, throw a few balls up the pitch, and be on our toes when defending or when going back. If our transitions are being broken. I mean, why just revert instantly into that defensive procedure? Why not just at least try to make things happen?
Yeah.
When you go man down.
I think that they try, right? The try is there, but it's the confusion of where to be, because I still don't think Kai Havertz is the finished article striker, right? Trossard isn't a central attacking mid. He's not the most creative, which you and I have debated a bit over the shows, right? You and I have talked about with Odegaard gone, with Trossard in that creative role. Is the creativeness really that bad? Well, yeah, it's looking really that bad, right? So, okay, Trossard should be the impact player for Martinelli. I don't have a problem starting Martinelli. He's got, 3 goals in 4 games now. So he's trying to get out of the slump, which we all appreciate, right? So I still think Martinelli is one of the hardest working players, but the end product is still desired. Start him. I still think Martinelli is the starter. Trossard is not. And I still would just keep those core attacking 3 when Odegaard's fit as Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka. And I would still keep Havertz a striker because we have, no one else. I mean, Jesus.
We have nothing. We have nothing to show for it.
And that's a longer discussion about the transfer window, right? That bleeds into that discussion, in which we've talked a zillion times about.
Oregon Gunnar, I know you have 5 minutes. Oregon Gunnar, see, Saliba went off the pitch, and Arsenal considered 2 goals.
Right.
Are we really overhyping what we got at the back in our defense? Do you think Saliba is the glue that glues that defense together? If he leaves that defense, do you think we're empty? Because immediately he went out, it turned to shambles. We struggled.
Right.
We struggled with their pace in our own 18-yard box, and of course you saw what happened down there. Do you think Saliba, if he leaves that team right now, let's say he goes on an extended hiatus in this team, he gets injured, do you think it's night for us? Can we cope with what we have right now?
No, we can't cope. I think it's nights. I think he's that good. But again, he's a player also that, is going to be up and down in form. I mean, that's to be expected, right? I don't think we're ever going to get the Bill Saliba that's 100% day in and day out. That's just not humanly possible. He's going to make mistakes. And we can call him out on that, but I don't think he's made any mistakes that have been just so drastic that, has it really led to goals? I'm not so sure. And I try to look at Saliba and Gabriel as they complement each other. So if Saliba's off, Gabriel makes up for it, right? If Gabriel's off, Saliba should make up for it. They're in tandem. But, what Saliba did was dumb. But, 3 seasons ago, Gabriel would have done that, right? He was the one with the bozo gene.
With the bozo gene.
Right, and the halfway line, right? We used to get so mad because he'd be getting yellow cards just pulling the strikers down at the halfway line. And Saliba did a bozo thing. But again, I think it's a yellow and not a red. And I think Arsenal are targeted sometimes for that. But again, that's another conversation. I think that they work so much as a collective that one kind of affects the other, right? If they're both in form, we're unstoppable. But if one sort of falls down and the other one's not able to pick them back up, then that's not good because Kiwior is not good enough. Kiwior will never be good enough for Arsenal.
We don't have to go to Kiwior, right? We don't have to go to Kiwior, right?
No,
I mean, that back pass from Kiwior.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a professional
that's what
player,
scored the goal.
At least you played in Italy, where you're defending is your bread and butter, and then you go dish out that stinker, that back pass. That, oh my days, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, is this the finale for Kiwior? Does he leave the football club after this?
No, I think he has January, but he has till January. No, I don't think we get rid of anyone in January. If we do, maybe a loan someone. I don't know who that would be. Maybe Lewis Skelly. Maybe we would loan him out. I don't think we sell anyone in January. We have a low squad number already. We need people. We need reinforcements, right? So I don't think we do much selling in January. I think Kiwior stays for sure. In the summertime, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, definitely. Shakhtar Donetsk. What do you think about that game, man? Shakhtar Donetsk.
Is that that's at home, correct? Or is that there?
We face them next. Mikel Arteta brought out Mikel Merino today for the press conference, and he said, I recovered in time because of the fans. Sure. My recovery was so fast because of the fans and the way they supported me. So you know what? Yeah, it wasn't really the baddest in the room on Saturday, right?
Right. No, I don't put any blame on him at all. I mean, he was quite 5 or 6 rating, but it's not. I'm not going to put that loss down on Mikel Moreno.
Yeah, no, definitely. So Arsenal faces Shakhtar in the Champions League. Now, what are your expectations?
We're at home against
the past so that you can go. Yeah,
you're at home. If we're at home, I got to go 4-0. They haven't scored a goal yet in the Champions League, so I got to go 4-0 at home. I think we will come back from the Bournemouth. We'll make some adjustments, hopefully, and Waneri gets the start as the number 10.
I mean,
hopefully, right?
The only creative player you have right now, isn't it? He's the only creative player you have.
And we know that we're missing some of that.
Take the walk of shame, Mikel Arteta, and put the kid in. I mean, you lay your bed, just lie on it. I mean, just take that walk of shame and put Waneri there. I mean, you failed to buy a creative player in the summer. Just take that walk of shame. Bring in Waneri. There's no shame. He's ready. He's a young guy. He's ready. Although I don't want us to just keep playing him all the time because he's a young player. He needs to develop, with time. But again, in the absence of no one, to take Odegaard's crown, I mean, no one is ready. Just put him down there and let him create.
I agree.
Down in it. Yeah. So, see, man, Liverpool looms in the weekend, man. And that's another one, bro. That's another one. I mean, what do you think?
I don't know, man. I think we need to do a show on Thursday.
We need to do a show on Thursday.
To be honest, I haven't thought about Liverpool. I know they're coming up, but I want to know what the changes are going to be. So until we know who's injured and who's not, I don't know if Saka's back. I don't really know. I haven't kept up with the news yet this morning, but it'll be peak, man. It's peak, but it's at home, so there's some hope there. But off the bat, I gotta say 1-1 draw.
1-1
that
draw.
may change Thursday or Friday, but right now 1-1 draw.
Guys, we've come to the end of the show. Dow needs to leave. I need to leave. We'll come back here maybe on Thursday or something like that. To just talk to you guys before our game on. I think should be on Sunday against Liverpool. I don't know.
I think it's
Sunday. But now, what you got coming up, man? Talk to these people.
Not a lot going on, man. Just same old. Got some family in town hanging out. Busy working, but I'll be on with TJ and Don Hussam on Friday. We're gonna have Hussam on the show. Big Liverpool fan.
Oh, great!
So that'll be fun to discuss. And other than that, just keep on living, man. on the American Idiot Show, 9 p.m. UK, 10
Yeah.
p.m. UK. One of those hours. Sometimes it's 1,
Definitely.
sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 1:30. Well, my time. So 8:30,
Yeah.
9 o'clock. Check out me and TJ. Tony, please come by and say hello. Leave a like on the video if
Yeah.
you're available.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's all I got going on. Other than that, I may get with you if you got free time and maybe hop on with Jez. But other than that, it's just
Yeah.
normal work week, my man. Normal work week.
Normal work week with Oregon Gunner. He will be at the American Idiot Show. Go join him with Hussein, who will be coming down there, and TJ, our guy, our brother. Paul, forward Blue Nose, hasn't been feeling fine. He's been going through lots of issues. He just put it down there publicly, and just send him a message, yeah, guys. Just just help him out through the process, Paul. Yeah, and you just get better, Paul, man. We love you down here, and if you need anything, just just talk to me anytime. I'm down here with you. And the assembly says the problem is the fan base doesn't look at the whole picture. They talk about segment that proves their point. Yeah, exactly. I get it. See, yeah, from me and Oregon Gunner, we are